Welcome to Legal Drafting. My name is Charla Strong, and I am a research attorney with LexisNexis. I graduated from law school in 2008. So, any 3Ls out there, I can relate to you as I also graduated into unprecedented times, the Great Recession. I currently work with law students and attorneys. My two law schools are UCLA and Pepperdine. Today, we are going to be talking about legal drafting, both litigation and transactional drafting. I was once a young associate at AmLaw 100 law firm, and I was a litigation associate. Some of the tasks that I did as a young associate included interrogatories, requests for production, motions to compel, complaints, first drafts of motions, and sections of briefs. For transactional associates, I had to call some of my transactional attorney friends and find out what they drafted as a young associate. It included things such as closing checklists, disclosure schedules, due diligence, certificates, resolutions, letters of intent, as well as non-disclosure agreements and letters of agreement, which are placeholders of what parties are planning to do and sets forth governing terms. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We have a hypo. Your supervising partner tells you that request for production has been served on your client. She is swamped with another case and would like for you to try and write the first draft of your response to the RFP. Your client is the defendant and the jurisdiction is federal. The first thing you should do when you're in Lexis Advance is go to Lexis Practice Advisor. If you click this square in the upper left-hand corner, you get to the product switcher. And from there, you can go right to Lexis Practice Advisor. As you can see, Lexis Practice Advisor is organized either by practice area, content type, jurisdiction, industry, as well as the tools and resources page. Since we are talking about civil litigation, that is the practice area that we will go into. As you can see on the civil litigation page, you can either go to content type, jurisdiction, tools and resources. There's also a state law comparison tool, as well as our COVID-19 resource kit, key developments, and Law 360 News. Over here on the left, you have things organized by task. So let's go ahead and open up the discovery task. And we are talking about written discovery. So I'm going to click into that. Now remember, we know that our jurisdiction is federal. And as you can see, there are several different jurisdictions that are right here. So let's go ahead and narrow our list a bit into U.S. federal. We are in practice notes. These are notes that are going to help you understand a particular task or something in litigation in whatever practice area that you're in. So we're in written discovery, and these are practice notes on various areas of written discovery. So what we want to look at is right here, responding to RFPs federal. And you can see, responding to RFPs federal, right here is our little table of contents where you can jump to different sections of this practice note. This practice note was written by Jim Wagstaff of the Wagstaff Group. Jim Wagstaff, a lot of you may be familiar with the Rudder Guide. Jim Wagstaff wrote the Rudder Guide. Now he works for Lexis and writes for us. So this practice note tells you everything you want to know about requests for productions. So to be a really smart young associate, you would read through and digest all of this information. And then once you have read the practice note and perhaps watched these two videos associated with this practice note, you would then go to forms, clauses, and checklist and see that right here you have objections and responses to request for production of documents defendant to plaintiff. And remember, our client is the defendant. So let's click on that one. This gives you a form of how to respond and with objections and responses to requests for production of documents. And as you scroll down, you can see what the form looks like. In the form itself, there are drafting notes, and you can expand those, and it gives you a note as to why this particular clause is there. And I'm going to unexpand that. And over here on the left, under About This Document, you have the drafting notes as well as alternate and optional clauses that can be included in your response. Now you're probably like, this is great, but I want to edit it, and I'm sure copy and paste isn't going to work well. Have no fear. You can click Quick Download, and this will download as a Word document. You would then fill in all of the necessary information and make sure that you read through everything very closely and make sure that it actually responds to what you are supposed to respond to. Using Lexis Practice Advisor, you can be a shining superstar. Unlike I was when I was a young associate and got a task to respond to a request for production of documents. Lexis Practice Advisor would have helped me a lot back then. All right, let's move on to a transactional associate task. I'm going to go back to the home page, and to do that, I'm just clicking Lexis Practice Advisor. All right, we have another hypo. Your supervising partner asks you to find a good checklist for confidentiality, non-disclosure for a public M&A deal. All right, again, we're going to stay and look at practice areas. This time, we're going to go into corporate M&A, and I click into that. Just like in civil litigation, you have your task over here on the left. You have content type, jurisdiction, industry, tools and resources. Here you have evolving guidance. You have smart forms. You have Law 360 News and key developments. Smart forms save time and reduce the risk of errors by building your document based on answers you supply to an interactive questionnaire. What we're going to do today is look over here, and we're going to look at preliminary agreements. And when we look there, we see confidentiality, non-disclosure agreements. So let's go ahead and click on that. And again, it takes us right into practice notes. And you can see there are forms. This area doesn't have any clauses, checklist, articles, as well as some secondary materials. Well, look at this. Confidentiality, non-disclosure agreements, and public M&A deals. That looks like the place we want to be. So let's go ahead and click that. Now, again, this is a practice note, and you can see how current it is. It was updated just on March 10th of this year. And again, it's organized where you can jump to the different areas of the practice note. To make you look like the superstar associate that I know you will be, you would read all of this and become familiar with confidentiality, non-disclosure agreements in public M&A deals and why and how they are used. And then once you have read and digested all of this information, you can come over here to forms, clauses, and checklists and expand that. And you're going to click on confidentiality and non-disclosure checklist. So we have one right here, confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement drafting checklist. And I'm going to click on that. And again, you can do a quick download so that you can edit this in Word. Now, I will caution you, do not try to pass this off as your own work. Instead, show that you are resourceful and can find needed documents and information efficiently and quickly. All right, Let's go back to the home page, and there is one last thing I want to show you, and that is our coronavirus resource kit. What this is a collection of information in various practice areas, all about things going on related to the coronavirus. So as you can see, there's antitrust, bankruptcy, and many, many, many more areas of law. And you can jump to whatever area of law you need to be at right here up top. This concludes legal drafting. Now remember, if you have any questions, feel free to call, text, or email me or your local Lexis rep. And if you forget all of this, have no fear, just reach out to one of us. If it is 3 a.m., I am probably sleeping, and I hope that my colleagues are as well. But Lexis is still here for you. You can call customer support at 1-800-45-LEXIS. They are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it is who I call when I have legal research questions. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.